Hello and welcome to this makeup tutorial. I wanted to do sort of like a red Camilla.
These neon lights shine, light up the streets. I know I'm not alone. There ain't no shadows, cause all the lights they glow down every road.
Hello and welcome to this makeup tutorial. When I started filming today, I just wanted to do sort of like a red monochromatic everyday sort of look, and then somehow I ended up here. I'm actually going to the vets and I didn't want to look too crazy, but I don't know. But yeah, I haven't worn eyeshadow in quite a while, so I think once I started I just couldn't stop. Just couldn't stop doing it. And yeah, I like this look. I'm really digging the whole monochromatic thing at the moment. So I did a burgundy eyeliner, red eyeshadow and a burgundy lip, or as you can see, but I mean that's pretty monochromatic, the same colour scheme I think. Or if it's not, I'm sorry. But yeah, with that in mind, this was the look I created. I'm quite happy with it. If you like it and you would like to know how to get it, then please keep watching.
First I'm using the Illamasqua Hydrovel just to obviously to prime my skin. I like using this one when I want a fuller coverage because I feel like it really helps with that. Then I'm choosing two foundations. This is the Loreal Infallible and the Loreal True Match. I'm just blending it in with an Eco Tool sponge. And remember to press lightly because I feel like that gives a nicer, smoother finish. If you press too hard, you might look a little bit patchy. And of course, remove those eye babies. No matter how many times I do it, whenever I'm blending my foundation in, they reappear and smush all over my face. It's so nasty. Then just removing the foundation from my lips so I look like I'm alive. Then just using two concealers. I'm using the MAC Pro Longwear underneath my eyes and the Tarte Maracuja on my face. If you saw the foundation, the concealer comparison I did for Tarte, you know that this one I think is really good for your face. It has a really nice coverage and it stays on all day. Not so good for under your eyes though. Definitely tends to crease there, but it definitely doesn't crease in your smile lines, which is peculiar. Then of course I'm setting it with the Mercier translucent powder. Just set under my eyes and around my mouth just so none of that creases. And then I'm setting the rest of my face with the Velvetizer by Decay, which I have fallen in love with. I feel like it makes you look so flawless, even if your skin looks a bit questionable before from your foundation. If you put this over top, it just sorts everything out. Then I'm going with this bronzer. This is the Girlactik, of course, and I'm using the brush that I also just reviewed. And this is a really nice brush for just like an overall bronze if you don't want specific contouring. I mean like precise contouring. Next up, I'm just taking this blush from Clinique. This is the Camilla blush. I think I'll leave it in the description. Then I'm just brushing through my eyebrows because they are fuller foundation and I do not need blonde eyebrows. Then I'm just going in with the Anastasia, what's this called? Brow Pomade in Ebony, and I'm just filling in the end of my brows. I like to fill them in two different shades, so I use this one on the ends of my brows and then I'll use the Curve Brow by Benefit to do the front part just because I have that in a lighter shade and I feel like it creates quite of a gradient and it looks a bit more natural so they don't look like blocks or solid rectangles, and that's not what I'm going for. See, now I'm just using the brow and I'm just doing the fronts, and then I'll usually just flick upwards so the fronts look like actual hair. Just the fronts, the rest of them can look fake. Then I'm just going with this gel. This is also by Benefit, and I'm just using that to brush my hairs up so that they actually look like hairs and not just rectangles again. Then I'm just using the Stila Putty highlighter. I use my fingers first just to apply it because I feel like it comes off stronger and more pigmented with your fingers, but then usually I'll go on top with a brush just to buff out a bit because otherwise it can look just quite stripy. We do not want to look like a zebra. Using the Jaclyn Hill palette, I cannot stop using this, it's so pigmented. I think it's one of the best palettes I own. And I'm just taking the light pink shade and I'm putting that in the crease. just with a big fluffy brush so it's not too precise. Oh, I totally forgot, yeah, I forgot to set my eyelids. I forgot then and I forgot to say now. So I'm just setting them with some translucent powder and then going in with that light pink and putting that in the crease. Then I'm just going in with the, I think this shade is the Pukey shade, but I'm just going in with that one. And I'm adding that to the crease as well, just to deepen it up. The only difference is I'm being slightly more precise with this one. Then I'm going back in, oh no, not back in, I'm going in with the red and I'm going to put that all over my eyelid. And I think the trick with this is you have to be quite precise. Usually I would just put it everywhere, and then when it came to blending out, it would be an absolute bitch. You need like a precise brush so you put it exactly where you want it, and then you can just blend out the edges. Then I'm just taking a brush and I'm blending out the edges. This is a smaller crease brush that I go in with first, just to smoke them out a bit. Then I'm using an even smaller brush just to really diffuse that line, because you don't want any harsh lines where the red goes into the, what's it called, the crease colour. And I'm going back with that first brush. I feel like this takes just a lot of going back and forward, because you really don't want any harsh lines, you want it to blend nicely, so there's a lot of blending involved. And again, just with a bigger brush, more blending. Undergun. Then I'm just using the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in Unicorn Blood as eyeliner. This really wasn't what I planned to do when I first went in, but then I just saw it and I thought it would go really well with this. I wanted to do like a monochromatic look, so I thought burgundy was perfect because my eyeshadow is red. Does that count? Yeah, that counts. Monochromatic, same shade. Burgundy is just a different red, right? As you can tell, I'm not very good at winged eyeliner. It sort of looked a bit strange. I feel like I'm getting better though. Practice makes perfect. And then going in with that red shade again. I think it was a slightly darker red, the shade underneath it, and just putting that underneath my eyes. And yeah, you really just want to go back and forth with this and buff it out so it's not just a strong red line. It's nice diffused. Then I'm just going to curl my eyelashes and then use mascara. I'm going to be using the Loreal Lash Ecstatic, which I believe is a Lash Paradise. In my review I said I didn't really like this too much because it applied too much, but I left it open for a bit by accident and it did dry out a bit, and now I really like it. I feel like it gives you a lot of volume and length, and now that there's not so much product on the brush because it's dried out a bit, it actually separates my eyelashes really nicely and definitely holds the curl well. So that. And then I used the tiny little mascara from the MAC one just to separate. I used it on my top eyelashes just to separate where they did clump a bit, but it always clumps on that eye. I don't know why. My eyelashes go really strange. And then I'm just putting some on the bottom of the eyelashes as well. I love this little wand. It's really good for like getting into those nooks and crannies. Then I'm just going with some lipstick. This is Urban Decay in Comfort, I believe. And if you don't have a lip liner, it's a really good trick. Just use a lip brush to go in with the lipstick and just line your lip.
And that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And I gotta go to the vets.